Now, if you suffer with a steep shaft in that downswing, this is going to be the best video for you to watch. This is absolutely valuable information which is going to help you fix this for good. Because my goal in this whole video is going to get you to understand why you are steep in the shaft, as there's always a reason, and then depending on what that why is, an easy plan to be able to go and fix it. A step-by-step process that you can practice, and I can guarantee you're going to fix this with some good time put into it. So I'm going to go through here the three main causes that I see regularly that cause a steep shaft, and after that we're going to get into a fix for every single one of them. So here we go. First reason I see most commonly is the left wrist continuously going into extension, so cupping, as you're moving into the downswing. Now your wrist angles play a massive role to what the shaft angle does and how it pitches in your downswing. So if you have, let's say, a flat left wrist and maintain that, the club shaft is going to stay fairly neutral, fairly shallow. If you bow in transition, the club shaft is going to pitch behind you, get really shallow. But if you extend and cup that left wrist, it's going to get vertical and steep there. So like we said, you can have them multiple ways your body is going to react to that. Could early extend, it could swing over and continue to present that shaft into the golf ball steep. So that's 1, 2. Now this is shaft pull down in transition. So a lot of you who are trying to drop your hands into the slot, you dropping your hands into the slot is actually doing the opposite that you want. It's steepening your shaft, not shallowing it. The vertical force pushing down on this golf club steepens the golf club, stands it up. So if your hand path drops too viciously, you'll get steep. Again, your body will organize it in the way it wants to get through that golf ball. So hand path dropping, not good. So the third reason here, and that is your trail elbow. So your trail elbow gradually pointing more behind you as you move in transition. Me here just pushing the elbow back. Look what happens to the shaft. It steepens, it pitches out in front of me. Extremely common this. So that will immediately cause that steep shaft, and again your body is going to try to reorganize that going through the golf ball. So let's get into the fix for each one of those points. So I'm going to give you 2 drills for both of these, and this is what's going to be the little routine here, because the first drill is completely without a golf ball, and that's all about exaggeration, exaggerating the move we want to do in an extreme manner. The next drill is getting yourself in a feedback orientated drill to hit the ball in the way we want to also. So here we go with the first one, cupping the left wrist in the downswing. So what's the opposite of that? Left wrist bowing. So that's where we want to exaggerate as our exaggeration drill. Get up to the top of your swing and really feel like you're curling those knuckles down towards the ground as you're moving down. So really curling them down as much as you possibly can, as much as your forearm mobility and wrist mobility will give you. So if you cup that left wrist gradually in transition, you need to exaggerate the opposite move as much as you can. Like I'm doing here, I'm doing it so much that it wouldn't even produce a good golf shot. But I've got to do that to be able to force the subconscious mind to actually change. Us trying to do the ideal move in our practice swing will do nothing. You've got to exaggerate in your practice swing. So do lots of them in between the shots. I recommend 3 to 5 in between every single shot with this exaggeration here, curling the knuckles down, moving through. Drill number 2 for this, tee in the glove. So this is where my favorite drill to do for getting the left wrist to work a little bit better. So we have a tee and we put it on the front side of the glove there. If we move the left wrist into extension or cupping now, the tee is going to jab into the forearm. It's going to hurt. So what we want to do, we want to keep the tee pretty flat to the forearm, or if we're exaggerating it, of course, we want to create a gap between the tee and the forearm. So that's where we're going to get immediate feedback on whether we've done it right or wrong. Like we said, we want a feedback orientated drill. So I'm going to hit this, I want to exaggerate it, so I'm going to create a gap between the tee and my forearm, and then I'm going to be doing the best I can if this is my problem. So the second one here, we're trying to fix that shaft being pulled down in transition, which deepens that club. So how we do this as the first drill, the dry drill. Now this is one of my favorite ones here. This is where we get up to the top of our swing with our left arm and we put our right palm on the butt end of the club here. Now our whole goal here is to turn the downswing and not put any pressure into the palm with the butt end of the club. So no pressure at all, turn down, and you can see if I'm light and loose with my arms, putting no pressure into that grip, it is not going down at all. And you can see what's happening to the club shaft. It's shallowing. It's dropping in the slot like a lot of you are trying to do with the hands, dropping the slot with the hands isn't a thing. It's dropping in the slot with the golf club. Dropping the hands down, whoosh, steep shaft. So 3 to 5 of these. Let's say 2 for the video's sake, and then what we do, one of my favorite drills. Alignment stick underneath the arm. What we do here, we keep the left arm, forearm here, touching the stick in the downswing, keep it in contact. That's going to prevent those hands from dropping, because if the hands drop, it's detaching away from that stick there. So keep that left arm touching it, and you turn through that shot. So just keep that left arm in contact with the stick. That's our routine for the hands dropping. So now the fix for the elbow, going behind, pointing behind in transition, which is probably one of the most common ones I see for the steepening of the shaft. Now the drill, dry drill, here we go. Nunchuck drill, favorite drills. Again, these are all my favorite drills because they all work really nicely. So here we go. Club, hold it by the club head, have it going up your right hand side of your right forearm, grip it on the grip with your left hand, get up to the top of your swing, and then in a downswing, pull it forward. So pull that club forward with your left hand, that's on the grip, that's going to pull and push this elbow right in front of you. So it's exaggerating the opposite. This is going to really stretch out your shoulder joint. So here we go. Bunch of them, remember exaggerating, 3 to 5. That's our little drill portion without the golf ball. And again, one of my favorites, and that is using a ball training aid. So what we want to do, we have this ball, Tour Striker Smart Ball, this one is, just a ball training aid in general will be great, in between our arms, in between our forearms here. So if we get up to the top of the backswing, we want to keep this in between our arms in a downswing. That will keep that elbow and keep it going in front of you and more down rather than behind, because that happens, the ball drops. So that's why I like this training aid, because you don't have to run down the driving range when it drops. So here we go, keeping it in between my arms. I could also try to squeeze it, that would be a great thing, and then just hit the ball from there. So guys, if you want more information about this exact topic, to go from steep to shallow, reasons why you do it, because there's plenty more, I've got exactly that, and that's a course that is on Skillist. So on the Skillist app, which is called the Ultimate Guide to Shallowing the Golf Club in the Downswing. Everything you want to know about shallowing the golf club and going from steep to shallow is on there, and a great routine to do for all of them, just like this video here. Way more in depth than I could ever get here on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, link in description to go pick it up. So there we go. If that's one of your problems, you do that practice routine, 3 to 5 dry drills, and then a good few shots without it, with the training aid, with the drill, what have you, it forces you into positions, you're gonna be fixing this in no time. So if you enjoyed this video, of course, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So get doing these and you'll no longer have a steep shaft.